Welcome back to Cabin View Ventures. Today we are going on a little bit of a road trip. So I am on my way to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania to hopefully pick up a new implement for the Kubota, the L3901. Now this is an attachment that I've wanted for that tractor for quite a while now, well over a year, and I finally got to the point where I said enough is enough. And I think that's a good way to buy something. You just feel like your money is better spent that way. But there have been too many times now where I've been working on a project and I have really needed one of these. So, and that's what happened. I was just working on something and I was like, you know what? I really could use one of these things to help out with this, and it's time to just go buy one. So I started searching Facebook Marketplace because that's where I like to go to try to find good deals on things, especially stuff like this. And I found this this little farm outside of Gettysburg, and this guy has a pretty good selection of stuff. His prices seem good. I talked to him a couple times. He seems like a nice, honest guy. So we're gonna head out. Well, we're heading out there right now, and hopefully we'll find one we like and bring one home. So I don't know if I'm gonna do any filming once I get there. You know, this isn't like a big business. This guy works out of his house basically, so I don't want to be too intrusive and you know, film on his property. So I know I wouldn't like somebody doing that to me. So you probably won't see me again until we get back to the house, and then we'll hopefully have something to unveil and talk over a little bit. So any guesses, you know, throw them down in the comments. Sure, it's probably not too hard to figure out, but I will report back in a little bit here. All right, guys, we are back from our trip. It was a successful one. Got exactly what I was looking for. So let me show you what it is. So we got a set of pallet forks. This has been one of those attachments I have needed and wanted for too long now. Finally decided to pull the trigger on it. I found this guy on Facebook Marketplace. He's down just outside of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. So went down there this morning, talked to him a little bit about what he had. He had a bunch of different pallet forks down there. He actually had a really nice selection of stuff. So a lot of skid steer attachments. So any of you guys that live in the Gettysburg area, you can find him pretty easily on Marketplace and go check him out because he's got some good stuff down there. So I told him I needed these for my tractor. He said this was the most popular brand that he sells for compact tractors. They're made in the USA. The set I actually found on Marketplace, I went to look at, were $100 cheaper than this one, but he said those are made in China. So I was happy to spend the extra $100, get this set that was made in the USA, and he was very helpful with making sure we picked out the right set. So let's get these unloaded, get them on the Kubota, and then we'll go over them a little more in detail. All right, let's take a closer look at these. Now, I know there's not a whole lot to go over with the set of pallet forks, but we'll just do a quick rundown, explain why I went with these over the other ones. So this is Tomahawk brand, made in the USA. I think they're made down in North Carolina, is what he said. I looked over them, really nice welds. You know, they look like a really robust set of pallet forks. Definitely not like a cheap Chinese made set. These are rated at 2,800 pounds and 2,800 pound lift capacity. And then these weigh about 300 pounds. So they're on the lighter side. There are some lighter pallet forks out there. I know a lot of the Bobcat ones, they're right around 200 pounds. And then you can get into much heavier duty ones that are better suited for your bigger track loaders. So anything, you know, with a 4,000, I'll say 3,000 pound plus lift capacity. But these are going to be plenty heavy duty enough for what I'm going to need for this tractor. So I have them on the Kubota, the L3901. This tractor has a little over 1,000 pound lift capacity in the front. So it can lift more than that, but that is the safe working load for this tractor, is right around 1,000 pounds. So you really don't want to lift more than that on a regular basis, or, you know, you could do some damage to that front axle or hurt yourself by tipping the tractor over. So these are going to be plenty heavy duty for this tractor. They have the pretty standard pin. Pop that pin up to slide them in so you can get them set to the right width. There you can see 2,800 pound maximum weight, evenly distributed. There's the brand again. And then these have the universal skid steer attach. So any of your tractors with the skid steer couplers, or obviously any track loaders in general, are going to work with these. I wanted to go with the 48-inch forks. So 42 and 48 are probably your most common set of forks. I wanted the 48s just so I could load stuff into the back of the truck a little bit easier, have a little more reach if I want to pick up some logs, because primarily what I'm going to use these for are to move skids around in and out of the truck, on and off of the trailer, or moving logs that I'm going to bring in for firewood. So it's going to give me a little more carrying capacity, a little more reach, and I think they're going to work out just fine. But it's going to be one of those things where we'll just have to see. Another thing you have to decide on when you're buying a set of pallet forks is if you want the walkthrough or if you want this higher back plate on them. I went with the back plate over the walkthrough just so I could stack stuff a little higher and not have any risk of it rolling back onto the loader arms of the tractor or into the grill. So I wanted a little more protection. Obviously on a skid steer, you're gonna want the walkthrough because it's gonna give you the ability to get out a lot easier, get out of your machine a lot easier. On the tractor, you obviously don't need that. So the only thing where it's gonna be a little tricky is if you wanna run the set of pallet forks on you know, your track loader or your tractor. So if you have both pieces of equipment, you probably want to go with that walkthrough just to make getting in and out of your track loader a little easier, and you're probably going to run the forks on your track loader a lot more than you will your tractor. Now, hopefully we have a track loader here eventually, but I don't need one right now. I don't need one in the near future. I don't even have room for one out here. So unless we buy a bigger piece of land, which we're trying to do, we just, you know, I just don't have the need for one at this time. So these are going to work just great. You know, if you ever do need to upgrade your pallet forks, they're super easy to sell. You know, there's always plenty of guys out there looking for a good deal on a set of pallet forks. Or, you know, you'll just have 2 sets on hand. So that's never bad either. All right, so that's going to wrap things up. This one was pretty short and sweet, just a little adventure for this morning. You know, this is something that I definitely have a need for. You know, there's so many times in the past where I wish I had a set of pallet forks. So it was time to pull the trigger, money well spent. You know, it's always tough when you're spending a lot of money on an attachment, but you know, down the road, I know I'm gonna be very happy that I did spend the money on these. I can already think of a bunch of stuff I could use them for around here, so they're gonna get well used and be well worth the expense. So again, if you guys like the content, please subscribe, hit that like button. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and we will see you on the next one.